Block report.
Because there's no COVID. It's a fake pandemic.
But the air, you just breathe the air. That's how it's passed. And so that's a very tricky.
Block report.
I'm an American. This is fucking America. I don't have to do this shit.
Well, I really don't want to either, even though
Good. Everybody else is wearing a fucking mask. So why are you worried about me? Huh? Isn't that enough protection? Just leave me the fuck alone.
Well, we'll see about that.
You do what the fuck you need to do. I'm shopping.
Shit, I'm tired. All right, so block report, we in there. Meal, tough.
Shout out Jay motherfucking Tufts.
Nigga, so first thing, nigga, I wanted to talk about is, of course, my man's Peter Strzok, Peter Strzok, my man's, he came out. Now, mind you, he got fired. I can't exactly remember for what, but it was all some bullshit behind it. It was all pushed by the Trump administration, so it was all some bullshit probably in the first place, right?
Right.
But okay, he was the top counterintelligence agent, period, right? And he was the top agent on the Russia investigation, right?
Right.
So that's why I also say I could have took time to actually figure out what he got fired for, but then I know why he got fired, because you're the top counterintelligence agent and the one on Russia. You got to go.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go. So
we can't have that. We need Russia to win this thing.
Got to get you out of here. So now, he got a new book, Compromised: Counterintelligence and the Threat of Donald J. Trump. Now, mind you, you got the right book because the R is backwards. I just thought that was sweet when he had it like that.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, that's dope.
That is, right? Okay, one more thing I wanted to say on this before we open this up. Understand that Donald Trump had all type of tweets for this dude, right? And a couple of them are literally calling for execution pretty much. Because one of the things he say in one of his tweets is that basically he's a traitor, and what do we do to traitors?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Okay. So this man writing this book is putting him right back in what I say is dangerous crosshairs, especially around this time, and especially with what
his
I think.
Followers.
Yeah.
How they do. Running around. I seen the nigga the other day, a video, this nigga walking the store with the AR. Bullying niggas. Fuck out of here. Fuck what? Bullying niggas. Hands on that bitch like this. Come on, bro.
You serious?
Come on, bro. Yeah. Walked in the store. He was mad about something with the nigga. Okay, I don't know if you heard, but about a week and a half ago, this motherfucker was mad at a Walmart employee because he had to put on a mask. He goes back to his car, gets a gun.
Get my other gun. Shoot everybody's ass.
Shoots at the Walmart employee. Correct? He goes home. It takes the police a whole day to find this nigga, even though it's video of him doing everything. His license plate, the whole nine. Because he's in a Walmart. Everything is surveilled.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they go to get him the next day. And the police show up and he gets to shooting at the police with an AK. Do you think they took him in alive?
I bet they did. Was he white?
Fucking of course they took him in alive. Of course he was white. And you know what his excuse was?
What?
I'm just not handling COVID well.
I'm sorry. I had to laugh.
Bro, that's this nigga excuse for terrorizing innocent people. You know what I'm saying? That's not that Walmart cashier's fucking policy.
Yeah.
He's just doing his fucking job because apparently he's an essential worker.
Right. Right.
You dig what I'm saying? So he's just doing his job. Why are you so mad at him that you want to shoot at him?
Yeah. Yeah. Up here, a security guard in Detroit got killed. Same thing.
Yeah, I seen that. Dollar store.
Yeah.
Over some dollar store shit, nigga.
Dollar store.
Over some dollar store shit, nigga.
A dollar store. I mean, that man is dead because he was trying to pretty much just guard a dollar store, dog. I bet you he never thought that he would have any chance of getting smoke at a dollar store.
No, because he just knows that whatever you take, nigga, fuck it, you can take it on my check, nigga. It can't be no more than $100.
Block report.
If I die, I die. We got to get this country moving. Can't, what are you going to do? Wear masks?
With armed security, right?
Yeah.
And they used to tell me that you got to watch the medicine aisle and shit because they come in to steal the what is it? I forgot what that shit is. Yeah, but the NyQuil, Dayquil, all of that shit. They'll steal all of that shit, right? So I used to walk around that.
What is they doing with NyQuil?
I don't know. It's something they told me. I didn't listen because, mind you, I'm like, I'm not, nigga. I'm here for a visual deterrent. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I'm not putting my hands on nobody.
Doing nothing.
I'm not putting my hands on nobody. And mind you, this was on the east side, right? So I'm over there, and I never forget this. That two of them came in. One shot towards the medicine department. The other one went into the aisle. Went into the line, right? So I go follow one of the motherfuckers who, went to the medicine aisle. Well, I'm gonna act like I'm doing my job, right? Nigga, all of a sudden I hear screaming, ah! Nigga, when I go up to the front, my man's then jumped the counter, has taken money out of the till and snatched the gold chains off of the girl's neck and booked it out the door, right? So I get to the door, right? And I'm seeing all of this and I'm like, holy shit, right? And she's like, go after him, right? I ran out the door. Hold on, wait. Mind you, all of the excitement, I'm like, yeah. I ran out the door, nigga. You know how CVS's are made, right? You go out, you can go down. Nick, the word CVS didn't even end before I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What am I doing?
After that nigga for?
Like, I waited outside, turned back around, came back. I was like, he gone. He ran into the darkness. I don't know what to do. Where was you at? I'm like, nigga. But mind you, because I'm thinking, I'm not about to, man, please. Because I go over there. You know what I'm saying? Because mind you, you know how the east side is. And this was back in the day, so wasn't no street lights. He ran into darkness for real. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not, nigga, please. I'm not about to get smoked or stabbed or nothing over no fucking
couple $100 in a gold chain.
And a gold chain. Little, I love you, mom and dad. Shit sort of it. Shit sounds good. So, but anyway, we digress. Back to the strip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyway, this motherfucker, dog, he did a couple interviews on his book. One where he straight up just says, look, Donald Trump is a threat to national security. This nigga working for the Russians, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that ain't the biggest deal to me. I think the biggest deal is what he said on Mike Flynn, right? I don't know if a lot of people caught the multiple interviews that he did.
Right. I caught a couple of them. I didn't see them all.
Well, he said this one, MSNBC, and it's what he said on Mike Flynn that kind of got me. So I got this. I want you to hear it.
Right. Okay.
Well, that's the key question that we had. It wasn't so much why General Flynn wasn't telling us the truth. It was whether or not he was doing that because of somebody, particularly the president, having told him or directed him to do that. We now know that prior to our interview with him, he had spoken to the president who told him to kill the story that was in the Washington Post, David Ignatius column, talking about these conversations. He had had a conversation with his deputy, KT McFarland, about them. So this wasn't a surprise when we walked in. I can't explain why he didn't tell us the truth. And obviously he pled guilty to not one, but two different judges, orally and in writing. And so I don't understand why now the Department of Justice is seeking to withdraw this plea. I'm glad that the court is.
One thing that's in that recording that I thought was funny, I laughed at in the middle as soon as I heard it.
Mm-mm.
They said that Mike Flynn must have been basically lying for someone. Duh.
Yeah, apparently.
And he believes that it had to have been Donald Trump he was lying for. Duh. You know what I mean? Like, oh, for real? That was a discovery? That wasn't a discovery here. I knew that. You could have just said he lied and he's connected to him, and I'd have been like, oh, he lied to him. That's quite simple because that's what Donald Trump does to everybody. He's one of them people, he burns you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You be cool with him, you try to hold him down, and then he sends you over there to get like, fuck you. You go to jail. I don't.
See, I was watching an interview with his niece, and she said that he gets it from his father. His father played their whole family like that.
Right.
Like they're like it's a game and there can only be one winner.
Right.
And it made Donald Trump he was gonna be that winner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he started with the lying and the conniving and the scheming way back as a kid. You know what I'm saying? That's why he is who he is, and you don't know who none of that nigga brothers and sisters is, other than that one that was a Supreme Court.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know the rest of them.
Like, you know, for all of what Donald Trump think he act like he stands for, your family was 100% against all of that shit. 100% against it. But another thing that he says in that shit that's like startling to me, that I knew, but I guess you got to hear it to really like, that Mike Flynn pled guilty to 2 different judges, orally and in writing. Like, you can't get no more I'm guilty than that. Think about if you was in jail, dog, and they had from you to 2 different judges in 2 different writings.
Right.
That you're guilty. There wouldn't be no way in hell you could come back and be like not guilty later. If that happened, you know it's something going on.
Yeah.
So I don't see how they're, I mean, you could say that William Barr, you know, he's the head of Justice Department, so he can do what he wants, but that's not how the American justice system should be set up anyway.
It shouldn't be one man who got the power to do whatever the fuck he want over the law enforcement agency.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look at how he's defending this dude in the defamation case that he caught. Because, I mean, I don't want to, you know, but come on, dog. This dude admitted to walking up and just sexually assaulting women at will. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe a couple of them is down with it, but I guarantee they are not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, my nigga, look at you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't George Clooney. George Clooney could probably get away with that shit. Brad Pitt.
Right.
You know
I was about
to
say, you ain't Pitts. You ain't
Yeah,
Pitts.
you know what I'm
Look
saying?
at
He could probably get away with that shit, but bro, let's be real. You a fucking 6-foot troll. You ugly as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you not that. Your badass wife is only with you because you say you're a billionaire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But statistics is showing now that this nigga probably don't even got $1 billion.
Nah. I never thought he had $1 billion. I mean, they went through that whole thing where they had to where he would just pick. I saw something where it was what was his lawyer's name?
Cohen?
Yeah. Cohen was like basically every year he wanted to be in Forbes.
Yeah.
So he would just come in the room and be like, this year I'm worth 10 billion. And we would have to basically fix the books and lie to figure out how to make him look like he's worth 10 billion. He was like, we did that all the time. He was like, that's constant. And so, and within that, you know, some laws was broken to do that alone.
Of course.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what's funny to me.
Books, and then to try and make them back to make for your tax returns and shit. Like,
right.
That's why the nigga don't want to show his tax returns.
Right. Exactly. And that's what's crazy. What the fuck wrong with that shit? Oh, okay. My shit was tweaking out. So anyway, right. Okay. So now another thing that he talks about in his book, and actually I got some excerpts from his book that I actually wanted to go over because his book is kind of crazy when you look at it, when you read it, and you understand, you try to like understand why ain't Trump already like locked up now, or why ain't he out of office now? It makes no sense. Okay, so here we go. First excerpt out of book. What is it? Compromise, counterintelligence, and the threat of Donald J. Trump. If you were an FBI agent today, would you be looking to stick your neck out to show that Russia aims to repeat in 2020 what it did in 2016? Once again, with Trump's explicit encouragement. Now, that was deep to me because you're right. I wouldn't, you know, if I was a Fed, what can you do?
Yeah.
He's the president. I can try to bring out as much evidence as I want to. What is that going to do, really? He's the president.
Yeah. With him having Congress.
Hey, yo, I peep.
All on that nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, yo, Mike. Your mic kind of tweaking.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my fan. Yeah. but then he could take it to Congress. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Mitch McConnell was sucking on his dick. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because they already took impeachable shit to him.
Right.
And he didn't even want to hear witnesses. His mind was made up from the jump, so it didn't matter what homeboy took to him.
Man,
So,
all right. As we made our next excerpt. As we made our way back to the embassy, my partner and I had no way of knowing that at almost precisely the same moment, 3,500 miles across the Atlantic, two campaign officials, Paul Manafort and Rick Gates, were on their way to the Grand Havana Room, a lounge at the top of the Manhattan building owned at the time by Kushner Properties, to deliver detailed campaign polling data. The recipient was Konstanz Klimziak, a Ukrainian associate of Manafort's with links to Russian intelligence services, who had just flown into the US from Kiev days after returning from Moscow. Right? Okay. There are few, if any, reasons for Klimznik's interest in the polling data. It's too far detailed to serve as a simple display of the strength of the Trump campaign. So basically what they're saying is you wouldn't use that data to know if they're going to win or not. Really. That's not what that data would be used for.
so what is that data used for?
Here we go. Next excerpt.
Okay.
But it would provide a boon to someone who wanted to know where key voting blocks were, where winning over voters would provide the strongest benefit in the race for an electoral college delegates. Someone like the Russian government intelligence officers who were betting to place advertisements as targets in posts of US social media. Knowing where to aim their efforts, knowing the issues most likely to appeal to swing voters, would allow them to influence the outcome of our elections, shaping our elections into Russia's advantage. So basically what they're saying is it wasn't so much to help Donald Trump as it was that Donald Trump helped them into our politics and how they flow. You understand what I'm saying? Like basically like black people vote for this. Conservative evangelicals vote like this. Okay, all we got to do is align that and we can start swaying what we want from it.
Yeah. That's when they started dropping that Hillary Clinton super predator shit.
Yes.
All those memes and shit.
Yes.
Going around. Even though on some real shit, she didn't have nothing to do with the bill.
Yeah.
She was just supporting her fucking husband. If you want to be 100%, she wasn't a politician. She was just that nigga's wife at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. A lot of
but
times,
they painted the picture like she wrote the bill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And you know, a lot of times I felt like people just didn't like Hillary Clinton because they didn't like kind of what Hillary. I mean, mind you, I don't like her. I don't like her either. But it's not. But it's not.
I voted for her.
I did too. But here's the thing. I don't like Hillary Clinton just because I just see something in her I don't like.
Yeah, it's the pantsuits, the whole, just her.
Yeah,
her whole demeanor. It's nothing.
Something about you.
Then when that bitch pulled the hot sauce out of her bag, I'm like, bitch. Nah, dog. That shit just turned me completely off, dog. Like, bitch, that just made you nasty.
Even if you kept hot sauce in your bag, you shouldn't have pulled that shit out.
Yeah, you shouldn't have pulled it out. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we got video of you on the low, pulling the hot sauce out your bag, you know what I'm saying?
That's
on the
totally
low,
different.
then I'm feeling you. Then I'm feeling you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay, that's 100. That bitch, she know what's up. You know what I'm saying? I got hot sauce in my bag.
Right.
Like, I'm feeling you. You know,
you went to the radio station with it. Like, I got hot sauce, y'all. In my bag.
Y'all want some hot sauce? Because I know y'all black. Y'all black.
Oh, hey, little side thing. So anyway, I went to a vitamin store today to get some, re-up on my little, vitamins and shit, right? So I'm getting some shit for my pre-workouts, right? Okay. So I'm all the way out in Northville, right? I walk in the store as this white boy, right? And he's cool white boy though, right? Mm-hmm. But it's funny how I don't know if I'm just sensitive black or if he didn't know he had just stepped across a boundary, right? And it wasn't a big boundary though, so I let it slide because I don't think he knew. I think he genuinely meant what he said, right? Okay.
Well, what did he
So
say?
here we go. So I'm
Okay.
like, all right, you know what? I need something new for my pregame, my pre-workout. He like, all right, bet. Well, over here. He like, I drink this. He like, this is good. You know what I'm saying? He's like, but we all out of it. He was like, we all out of the kind I use though. He like, but man, let me let you know, you're gonna like it. It tastes just like grape Kool-Aid. You're me, I dog. I can't. My nigga, dog. No, I could not hear you for some reason. Hey, I can't hear you. Oh,
Can you
now
hear
I
me
can hear you.
now?
Yeah, I think that's my
Okay, yeah.
shit though. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah,
dog.
dog.
It
I
tastes
don't
just
know,
like
dog.
grape
Grape
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, bro. I don't know how I feel about that, dog.
My nigga, it was like this, like
I don't know how I feel about the
what
grape
am I
Kool-Aid, dog.
what am I supposed to do here? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'd have probably let it slide too, you know. And maybe if he'd have been like, it tastes like malt liquor or something,
right.
it would have been a slap coming. You know what I'm
And
saying?
mind you, I had to judge it against. He just said that I have it at home. Like I drink the great one. That's how he said it. Like
Yeah. Okay.
I drink the great one, bro. You're gonna love it. It tastes just like grape Kool-Aid.
Okay. Well, all
And
right.
it
Well,
was
I'm
more
not
like,
gonna. Yeah.
right,
I'm not gonna take offense to it. I'm not gonna. Yeah. If you drink the grape Kool-Aid, all right. You know what I'm
But then he
saying?
may have just been quick with it, and that was the way he got one over on me. I drink it too.
Yeah.
Tastes just like watermelon. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, for
Tastes
real,
just
yeah.
like chitlin juice.
Right. So I didn't know. You know what I mean? Man got it over. I'm not for
Yeah.
sure. It's
He
just
might have. You know
some
what I'm
struggles
saying?
of a
But
black man, dog.
yeah, you
Shut up.
might
What
have
you
been
saying?
sensitive. Cause
I
I
don't have
be
enough.
hella sensitive. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying?
I don't got enough evidence. You know what I mean? Tell me one
Yeah.
more thing in here tastes like something. No,
You're right.
one more.
Yeah.
That
If it
right
ain't
there,
cherry, or if it
right?
ain't cherry, or the nigga don't let it be banana or motherfucking
Right.
watermelon or some shit like that, nigga, it's going down in this bitch, nigga. You tell me it tastes like orange soda, nigga. We fighting in this
Dog,
bitch, nigga.
period, dog, period. Hey, I'm sorry. I got off with another one because since you brought that up, I had a job interview one time, right? Anyway, it
Yeah,
was at a Kroger and shit. They got to take you around the Kroger. Anyway, it took me around the Kroger. We in the produce department.
right.
This bitch asked me, do I want a banana? I was just like, nah, I don't want no banana. Like that, right? She was
Right.
like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, it's not like that. We give the bananas to people, that, when you first start here, like that's what we do. Like
Yeah,
we take you around and here's a banana, here's a roll,
yeah,
she's like, I'm gonna give you some chocolate milk, I'm gonna give you this. I'm like, yeah. Mm.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mind you,
Yeah. I mean, and that's probably true because I know that in a lot of grocery stores, especially out here, they have like bananas and apples and shit set up that you can eat.
yeah. See
You
what I'm
know what I'm
saying?
saying? They want to give you like if your kid in there tripping, here's a banana and then
Right,
So,
right.
but yeah, you might have a malpractice suit, bitch.
See what I'm
Don't be
saying,
coming
dog?
at me with no bananas.
Once again, one more
Don't be
thing.
coming
One
with no
more
banana
thing.
shit.
One more thing. If you take me by a Kool-Aid aisle or anything like that, I'm gonna
Right?
have a fucking problem in this bitch.
Bitch. Fuck around and offer me a piece of chicken if you want to.
It's crispy. We
I'm
got
gonna
hot
eat it.
sauce. We got hot sauce.
I'm gonna eat it. But you will be hearing from my motherfucking lawyer.
They gonna have you in court like, did you eat it?
And then
Did
they
you eat
gonna
it?
probably have video.
Just give me the hot sauce, nigga. Shit.
With the hot sauce and shit.
I think
I don't
I'm
know,
gonna
Your
shoot
Honor. He
everybody
seems
in
to
this
be really
motherfucker.
enjoying it. He
All
seems to be really
right.
enjoying it. It couldn't have been too offensive.
Damn, that shit was good. It was fried deep. Nigga. That shit was all right. So anyway, back to the news, back to the shit, right? Okay.
Right.
So
Wait, one quick pause. Look at
what's up?
this. Damn, can you see it? It might be too bright.
It's too bright.
Oh well, let me see one more time. Let me turn it down some.
Who that is?
It's Will and Jazzy in front of
Oh
the Fresh
yeah,
Prince of Bel Air crib.
I see it. I see
He
it.
talking about renting it out and shooting some shit there.
Oh, yeah. Shout out Will Smith, bringing back the Fresh Prince in an actual, real way it would go.
All right.
That's hot. I'm gonna tune in just because,
Yep, because it's Will.
you know. But all right. So anyway, back onto the dudes, right? Okay.
What's
Now
up?
the reason I wanted to do the next thing is because a lot of people say, Peter Strzok is biased and he hated Trump and he hated this and he hated this person. Number one, I would just like to remind people before this lie gets spread around that if you go read Peter Strzok's text before this, right,
Mm-hmm.
he hold every candidate, and in my opinion, I don't actually like Peter Strzok because of the simple fact that if you read his text, he's kind of an asshole. Because like for Bernie Sanders, he wrote one of the texts between him and Lisa Page, right, was what's wrong with these people, talking about the supporters of Bernie Sanders. Talking about what's wrong with these people, all they want is free stuff, basically. Like
Right.
all of these are just losers who want free stuff. And
Right.
I'm like, well, as you can see, he's not no friend to no liberals. He talked about Hillary Clinton too. He talked
Yeah.
about all of them. Okay, the person that he wanted to win, John Kasich.
Okay.
I wouldn't have
I
minded.
remember Casey.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't have minded.
I remember Casey.
I'd
He
have
was
took him.
hella conservative though.
He was, but it seemed like he was like a regular old Bush conservative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he just gonna do that same Bush shit. I would have been cool with that. So that's number one. But then number two, I'm watching the interviews and he addresses that. Right? So here's my next clip.
Well, because there's a lie being made. There's a false accusation that Pete Strzok is biased. And so if I'm going to defend against that, I need to be able to say, hey, that's not true. And you say, well, show me evidence. And so the evidence is, hey, the things we did in the fall unequivocally hurt Secretary Clinton. They absolutely, by not saying something, they helped Donald Trump. Now, there's been all kinds of things that have been declassified by this administration. Unsurprisingly, a lot of those have been very, very favorable to President Trump. I can't decide, and it wouldn't be appropriate to.
Now,
but
so I just want to bring back that. So what he's speaking of is, remember that right before the election, they came out with all of that shit on Hillary Clinton, right?
Yeah.
And pretty much, in my opinion, I knew it that when they came out with it, I was like, oh, it's over for her. It's over for her.
Yeah.
It's over for her. I was
She
like,
wasn't as Teflon as he was.
no, not at all. And she thought she
You know what I'm
was, though.
saying?
She thought she was.
Mm-mm.
Nowhere near it. And
That
if you
shit
was,
instantly started hurting her.
mind you, that may have been our bad too, because if we would have had our show earlier, y'all would have knew that. And she would have knew that because she would have heard it. Because I would have told you a long time ago, like, no, it's a lot of people don't like you. It's a lot of people don't like you. So, but I digress. So they put out all this shit about Hillary Clinton, didn't put out nothing about Donald Trump, even though they had multiple investigations open to him and his campaign and multiple people in his campaign into Russia ties. So that's what he's speaking of, that he's like, if I was so biased and the FBI was so biased, and who was the head of the FBI? What's my man's name? Fucking Comey, James Comey.
Yeah.
And if James Comey was so biased, then why didn't we put out nothing about Trump right before the election, but we put out all that stuff about Hillary Clinton?
Mm-hmm. Even though it's tons of shit about Trump.
That's what he means. He's like, we had multiple investigations opened into the Trump and his campaign at that time. He was like, so if I was so biased, or if FBI was so biased, we would have said, hey, yo, we are investigating Trump for being tied to Russia the night before the campaign, or 3 nights before the election. He's like, but we didn't. Why? He was like, we didn't because the investigation was still hot and we were still pursuing leads and things like that. So we didn't want to tip our hat that we had an investigation open into them.
Right.
So I don't understand this whole push for him now being looked at as, oh, he's biased and he's only writing this book because he's destroying Trump. And as you can see by his text and see by exactly what he explained that the FBI did, they were no fans of Hillary Clinton either. Comey even say it. Like, I'm a conservative. I really wasn't a fan of Hillary Clinton, but I had no skin in the game. I'm the FBI director. He's like, so whoever becomes president is president. He's like, I'm just giving you what I know about the now president. So so what I would suggest is, for all my people who read, and I do mean, read the book. Go get the book, read it, so you can be informed, and help my man's out because he ain't got no job. And if Trump gets another 4 years, oh, he ain't got no job. If Trump gets another 4 years, he's probably in danger. And don't get it twisted, Trump has a strong chance.
Yeah,
of
real
winning.
strong.
Of winning.
His people
again.
love him.
He
could kill you in the middle of the street on camera, and his supporters would still follow him.
You must have been doing something to the president.
Yep, you deserved it because President Trump only killed people in the middle of the street that deserve it.
Period.
You know,
so
you must have disliked one of his tweets or wrote a bad review on one of his hotels or something. He had to kill you.
Yep. So y'all better get out and vote. And get out, and if you can't read the book, you can wait a little while, and multiple pages of it will be online. All you gotta do is look it up, then you can read what you need to know.
If you like me, you can just go to your local library, and it will be there.
There you go.
You might have to wait a few weeks because it's probably gonna be a hot read, but it's free. I read everybody's shit like that. I read Omarosa's bullshit book. Well, I read most of it. I just couldn't stand that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it started to become real, what's the word I'm looking for? Her book did seem like oh, I'm mad at this nigga type shit. So, now I'm not gonna say I didn't believe the shit, because I believe I'm mad at this nigga, so I'm about to tell everything I know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All the shit like that shit with the troops. That shit seems extremely believable, bro, because we've heard you diminish a war hero with that same rhetoric.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? An established war hero, bro. Who the fuck are you? You're a draft dodger, bro.
Dodged it.
Dodging like a motherfucker, because and it was so fucking hilarious that was it his last campaign when he was in Michigan? When they were leaving off stage, they played an old Vietnam song that praises the troops, but fucking clowns draft dodgers who were rich. Yeah, do you see the irony?
And he walks off to it, and everybody's applauding. He walks off
to it, everybody's clapping like, yeah,
that's
fucking A, fucking A, and it's like, bro, do you hear the song?
No.
I don't even know the song, you know what I'm saying? But you can hear in the lyrics,
right,
the shit that they're saying, like, rich man can do what he can type shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you getting away because you're rich, you know what I'm saying? But people like us gotta fight and die in this war, you know what I'm saying? And you're just, he's oblivious, dog.
Right.
He's oblivious, dog. He's in his own world he's created. You know what I'm saying? And I hate that these fucking reporters have no spine, dog.
None.
Because he looks them in the face and say, like, when my man's asked the real question where he was like, so why'd you lie to the American people? And why should we believe anything you say after that? And that's such an ugly question. That's such a bad phrase. That's what you did.
What you mean?
Well, no, I shouldn't just come out and when we're all gonna die, people are dying. No, but you should told us what the fuck was really going on.
Exactly.
Bottom line, nigga, you out here telling your supporters everything is cool and it's the flu.
Exactly.
When they owe people, nigga, they should have been taking better precautions.
Way better.
Since
you talked about that, hold on 1 minute for me, because since you talked about that, that was actually my next one. So we can just go ahead and slide on into it anyway.
Okay, yeah.
Dog, you heard it then. I know you heard it.
Yeah, of course.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Are you serious? That's our president. Dog. That's our president.
That's our president, dog.
That's our president. That's the dude who's supposed to, like, you know how, like, people
protect
say I sleep good at night because I know.
No. I like playing it down. I still like playing it down.
What?
Really? Still?
What?
So I always ask this question of people, especially Trump supporters. So hearing what you hear now and knowing what you know now, is it safe to say that Donald Trump is the most successful mass murderer in this country's history?
Well, yeah, they ain't gonna answer that. They're not gonna answer that.
I mean, let's be real, because let's be real. How I personally, because the first statistics was around 40 or 50,000 people dead.
Right.
So that means if he would have been out there like, do this, we got to do this, we have to do that, then I feel like it would have been around that 40 or 50,000.
You
But
want to know
because he
something?
downplayed it, like he said, now we're at almost 200,000. So I feel like that extra 140, 150,000, 160, 150,000 is all on him.
My
He
dude.
has murdered 160,000 people.
A lot of people did not see this. I believe you can still find it. When the shit first started, right? They did a press conference, right? And it's a board or some type of it's something there that's showing all the statistics, right? And they fucked up because they put the actual statistic of what it was in the same on the board, right? And it said that nothing done about this, just to let it run, right? 2.2 million.
Yeah, that's the stat they always go back on.
Gone.
Well, if I hadn't have done nothing, it would have been millions then. If I hadn't have done nothing.
So, mind you, now by January 1st, because thank you for saying that, by January 1st, they're predicting 410.
Yeah.
1,000 gone.
So you didn't do much, obviously.
Nothing. You didn't do too much.
You didn't do much because nobody else is even close to these kind of numbers.
Nowhere near it. And the only reason
so
why
crazy
we're not
that
there.
he got his. It's so crazy that he got his people so convinced that he did a good job. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so close-minded that they don't look around the world. They only know America. It's like that hood nigga.
Yeah.
The hood nigga that only know the hood.
Right.
You can't tell him shit like, hey, nigga, did you see that building that exploded over in Lebanon?
Nah.
What fucking Lebanon? What
I'm right here in the hood,
nigga, I'm in the hood, nigga. These Lebanon niggas.
Right.
Like, my nigga, enhance your mind, dog. You know what I'm saying? But his people, they only know America.
I was watching an interview. I can't remember what channel it was. I mean, what station it was. But anyway, it was an interview, and they asked one of his supporters. Oh, this was in Michigan, though. I do know that. It was his rally that he just had in Michigan. That's what made me go, oh, come the fuck on, right? So they asked this one dude, and he like, I think it's Jim Acosta. I'm not for sure. But anyway, he asked him, he's like, why don't you have a mask on? He's like, I got a mask in my car, and it's my prerogative, right? Okay. So he's like, well, he asked him something else, and he's like, well, really, to me, it's hard to hear people when they have them on, right? My man's the interviewer was like, can you hear me right now? He was like, yeah. He was like, okay, right? That was funny. That was the first one. Then he asked the next guy. The next guy was like, so what? If I die, now mind you, older white guy, got to be in his 70s, right? If I die, I die. We got to get this country moving. And I said to myself, that's cool if that's how you feel.
Yeah.
You do what you want, but I'm sorry, that's not how I feel. Nigga, this country ain't gonna do nothing extra from me dying.
No.
It's not. It's not. It's not. It was another dude they asked too. This motherfucker, he was like, why don't you have a mask? Because, COVID-19. He was like, because COVID-19 doesn't exist. Right? He was like, well, even the president acknowledges it now. He was like, that's fine. It doesn't exist, though. The truth of the matter is it doesn't exist. So mind you, he said to him, like, well, even the president acknowledges it exists now. Like, he's caught on tape saying it's dangerous. He's like, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't exist. Like, once again, I'm gonna say this again. The interviewer says to him, well, he was just caught on tapes talking about how deadly it is, and he acknowledges that COVID-19 now is real. You see what I'm saying? My man's was like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It's not real.
Now, just one quick. I don't know if you heard about the kids in Ohio, the college kids who threw a party
Mm-hmm.
and they all had COVID. 8 niggas in the house.
Mm-hmm.
They all had COVID. When the cops show up, it's 20 motherfuckers in the house. And they about to leave, 12 of them about to leave and go somewhere else. About to go party. They just stopped by that house to get COVID real quick. Go spread it.
Hey, can I ask you a question? So when this shit first popped off, right? I know you, like me, saw in your brain like all of them, like, plague movies, them outbreaks and shit, right? Now you watched all of the movies, and all of our listeners, y'all watched all the same movies because y'all probably around our age, maybe a little bit younger, maybe you ain't seen them all, but whatever. Anyway, you seen some. So when you was looking at that shit, the thing that they did not have in there, none of them zombie movies or nothing, motherfuckers who was like, come on, bite me so I can go and get a, you know what I mean? Like, bite right here. Bet. Now in about 20 minutes, I'm going to be a zombie. I'm going to go into this nursery.
Right.
Be right back. Like, that's nuts. Like,
yeah,
we are in
that's
a place,
what they do.
We are in a place in America that is crazy.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers are trying to spread
are
the
insane. They trying, dog. They basically had a COVID party. Because first off, how all 80 y'all niggas got it? You know what I'm saying? Because they chill, they having fun, they chilling. Nobody really sick. They cool. It's all right. Y'all come over here and get it. Y'all will probably be straight.
Y'all
go back to y'all crib. You know what I'm saying?
Be straight. There was a dude who, I don't know if you heard about another one. There was another COVID party. They did a COVID party, right? And whoever get COVID gets the pot, right? So anyway, they did COVID. Somebody went and got tested. They had COVID, right? They got the pot, right? And a couple days later, they died. I was like, okay. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at death, but come the fuck on.
No, I'm laughing at you.
Come on,
I'm laughing at you, dog. You're fucking stupid. Like, that's stupidity at its finest, nigga.
Come on, dog, please.
You deserve everything that you got.
Everything bad should happen to you and no one else.
And no one else. And no one else, nigga. That's how I feel. Your stupid ass, that shit should have happened to you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You put yourself out there like that, so
you did it. All right. So,
okay, I'm sorry.
Let's go back to the recording, right? Because I actually got it, and I broke it down to 4 different parts because it's actually a deep recording for like the 2 or 3 minutes it is. So let's just listen to part 1. I'm pretty sure we'll have something to say.
What was President Xi saying yesterday? Well, we were talking mostly about the virus, and I think he's going to have it in good shape. But it's a very tricky situation. It goes through air, Bob. That's always tougher than the touch. The touch you don't have to touch things, right? But the air, you just breathe the air. That's how it's passed. And so that's a very tricky one. That's a very delicate one. It's also more deadly than your strenuous flus. People don't realize we lose 25,000, 30,000 people a year here. Who would ever think that, right? I know. It's pretty amazing. And then I say, well, is that the same thing? This is more deadly. This is 5 per. This is 5% versus 1% and less than 1%. So this is deadly stuff.
Now. So that's the first one, right? And as you see, what amazed me about that first clip, dog, is his clear coherentness. Because Donald Trump always comes off as, he halfway talks and then he puts in some bullshit and, he's not really telling
exactly
everything.
What was going on? Why couldn't he come out to the press conference like that and just tell us?
Like that.
Panic? We're gonna panic?
Like
so
that.
So now you're saying we morons. Like we can't take hard bad news. Like we're kids. Like you telling us that it's a horrible virus out there. Y'all need to be careful and take these precautions to be safe. We're gonna have to shut the country down for a little while. Please. You know what I'm saying? Bear with us. You know what I'm saying? We have your best intentions in mind.
Period. It's the first time that I've ever heard him be presidential. And it's funny that it's on a recording snitching on yourself.
Secretly recording.
Yo, secretly.
recording
No, it
himself.
wasn't secret. He knew.
Oh yeah, he knew.
He
Yeah,
knew.
I'm sorry, Mr.
He
Woodward.
knew. That's
He
what's
knew.
even more crazy. He knew.
Yeah, cause I'm making it sound like he was sneaking Trump.
No.
Like Trump wasn't hip to it, but no,
Didn't
you
sneak
knew
him at all. Told him. I'm recording.
No.
He said, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, you just called me? Okay, I gotta get the recorder, Mr. President. Boop.
Come on, bro. Wow.
But
Part
again,
two. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, just one more time.
Go ahead.
That's his personality.
Mm-hmm.
He believes he can manipulate the media to his will.
And he can. He does it all the time.
He has, because you don't see those reporters. They come with one snarky question, and he berate them, and then they just sit back down.
Yeah.
Instead of them like, no, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? I got the stats right here. I know you're lying. Come with something else.
Yes.
Like real reporters, because they know they're going to get booted out and never back in again. But come on, bro. Show some fucking balls, man. Be a man.
I always thought that what reporters should do, and especially in this time right now, as soon as he got elected, I said the first thing that they should do is to kind of unify, especially the ones who want to report accurately, right? Kind of unify. Dude, if you ask him a question and he do that bullshit and ridicule you and then pick somebody else, you ask that question. We don't let them get away from a question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, sir, you didn't ask their question. So my question is this.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? Now, eventually, it won't be nobody but the fucking conspiracy theory motherfuckers out there in Fox News.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then how will that look to the country?
But
when
see,
you got nobody in there asking real questions.
That's what I said. I said that one or two things gonna happen, but I don't think he'll let that happen. Why? Because of who Trump is. He wants them cameras there. He has to have them there. You know what I'm saying? He's not the type of person who could just go without it and then fuck it, I'm gonna do what I want. He's not. He needs that. That's why I was like, that's why y'all should do it, because once he empties that room and he doesn't see himself always being talked about, always being the one on TV, he's not gonna be able to deal with it. He's gonna want it. He won't be able to deal with it. Yeah. But you know, there ain't no real reporters like that. They're all fighting too. Not. So, all right, part two.
Yep.
Let's go into it.
And yesterday, some startling facts came out. It's not just older people, to plenty of young people.
So, give me a moment of talking to somebody, going through this with Fauci or somebody who kind of it caused a pivot in your mind, because it's clear just from what's on the public record that you went through a pivot on this to, oh my God, the gravity is almost inexplicable and unexplainable.
Well, I think, Bob, really, to be honest with you,
sure, I want you to.
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want to create a panic.
Now you heard him. And what's crazy about that thing is two things. First, he acknowledges that it's not only old people.
Right.
We got startling facts today, and it's not only old people. Then in the same breath. Go ahead. I know you're about to say what I'm about to say, so go ahead.
Yeah, but then he turns around and tells them it's time to reopen the economy and schools. Just what? It was like 2 weeks later, after he said that on tape, he said it's time for your kids to go back to school.
Yeah.
Mine not.
Hell no.
Mine not.
No.
But yeah, it's time to y'all to get back to work and let's get this country backing up. You know? Y'all broke, y'all want money, y'all need to get back to work then. Even though every other civilized country in this world took care of their people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Even going into massive debts and almost destroying their country because their people are their country. Not here though. Not here.
This man sacrificed children then. Because that's how I feel about it. Like, you sacrifice children.
Yep.
Like, I can't, Mike.
Everybody's children.
I can't even. You sacrifice people's children, dog. You knew.
Everybody.
You knew, and you just didn't care.
Yes.
Like that's a cold-blooded. I can't even. That's a level of some shit that I can't even deal with. Almost.
Yeah,
I can't even
it's
think about
almost
it.
superhero evil. Super
Wow.
villain evil, you know what I'm saying? Like he was willing to sacrifice and then cutting off funding to schools that didn't comply.
Forcing
You know what
people.
I'm saying? Forcing people to send their kids back to school. Fuck
Wow.
help.
Wow. In
You
the
know what I'm
same breath,
saying?
you say, I always wanted to play it down.
It's like, bro, I'm gonna say it again. 250 billion is what they gave the people to survive for 6 months. Probably 8 now, because they won't be no type of relief again
Right.
for 8 months. So 250 billion. The stock market got in trouble for 1 day, and they gave them double that. Stock market went down not even a day, bro. It was like an
Yeah, that
hour.
first initial panic. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like an hour, my nigga. They went down. They didn't even give it time. Maybe it will recover. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it can recover. Let's give it another day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens. No, immediately they help. Meanwhile, these people being thrown on the streets with nothing with their children, and they don't even care.
Now, you won't even fess up to at least there's a disease running around.
Yeah,
Like,
you won't even. You playing it down like it ain't nothing happening.
these people. All right, so clip 3, dog. Clip 3. I'm almost, emotionally spat now and shit. All right, here we go.
Yeah, right, go ahead.
Let me ask you this. I mean, we share one thing in common. We're white, privileged, my father was a lawyer and a judge in Illinois, and we know what your dad did. And do you have any sense that privilege has isolated and put you in a cave to a certain extent? Is it put me, and I think lots of white privileged people, in a cave, and that we have to work our way out of it to understand the anger and the pain particularly black people feel in this country?
You really drank the Kool-Aid, didn't you? Listen to you. Wow. No, I don't feel that at all.
Nah, I don't know. That one kind of made me giggle a little bit. Just because of the, oh man, you really drank the Kool-Aid. That was kind of funny to me. Like, good one. Good comeback. But I think, one, I didn't like the way my man's kind of made his question. I think like saying, I feel, do you think we're in a cave? That whole cave thing. I think he just should have said, like, as being a rich white male, you know what I mean? Do you think that maybe we didn't really see how real life is being an average person who's not rich and didn't come up, you know what I mean? Wealthy. That would have been a simpler question. Because I don't like to judge people when the way things are scaled are kind of tricky. Because I do know that rich people still feel like they're regular people and they live a normal life.
Yeah, like, but you're not, and you don't.
But I can't. I guess I can understand, like, when you live a life of privilege, and then like everybody around you is privileged, and all you've seen is privileged people. You really don't. You may not think about it. You know what I mean? Just like you said, like somebody in the hood, they don't think about outside of the hood.
Yeah, because you're sheltered by your wealth. But that's no excuse to not be awoke to what's going on in the world. That's no excuse.
No, I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm just saying, does it happen?
Yeah, and it's bad that it happens.
Oh no, it's definitely.
And most times, those people are horrible fucking people.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're not awoke, because they don't know about these other people, because they see these other people as objects instead of people, because their whole life they've been their maids and their fucking butlers and their fucking drive cleaners and their drivers and their nannies. Right. They're nothing. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're horrible people.
I don't understand why you would ever make a president somebody who came from that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that always made me shake my head. Like, why would you give a rich motherfucker the president?
is the Republicans are, they're so gung ho, and I'm talking about the average Republican.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're so veteran, and all about our troops, and God bless America and our guns. But here you have a man who dodged the draft. You know what I'm saying? Basically a coward, always has been.
Talked about war heroes.
Yeah. Clown war heroes, mentally disabled people. You know what I'm saying? Oh, like come
Gold
on, bro.
Star families. Yeah. Remember that shit.
Multiple Gold Star families.
Multiple.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like they just forget about all of that.
This man said, I know more than the generals.
I know more about ISIS than the generals do, believe me.
What do you know, my nigga? You never fought. You never had a bullet whiz by your head. What do you know? All of those men, at some point or another, bled and killed for that country that we love so much. And you fucking cowered it out.
Period.
Hell, nigga, you rich, you could have took the Elvis approach. You know what I'm saying? You could have been a show pony. Yeah, I'm off. You know what I'm saying? You could have just sat back and filed paperwork for 4 years.
Near the war and shit. You was near
rich, nigga. Your daddy got connections.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But again, that's the way his father was. His father looked at soldiers as chumps and suckers.
Right.
And bred that in him. That's why they went at his son like that when he tried to join the military.
Right.
Because that's how they viewed them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you a sucker. You gonna die for what? What they giving you?
Right.
That's how they look at it.
That's crazy. Because it's funny that your family raised you like that. Yeah, you don't understand a lot of people who think like exactly like that. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the people you against.
It's even crazier that he's such a great con man that he convinced people who believe in that type of shit to believe in him.
Yeah. That was the best sale ever. He goes down, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, he can sell a ketchup
it's like,
to a woman in white gloves.
Bro, I thought when he went after McCain, it was over for him.
It was over.
Bro, you were a draft dodger.
McCain is a war hero.
You ran from the war. He was a war hero. And his people was just like, nope, he hate niggers, so I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Cool. He hates the niggers. He hates the Mexicans. He's going to put them in their fucking place. And we're cool with that.
Remember, ban the Arabs. Don't let them over here.
Yeah, he's going to keep those fucking towel heads over there.
I like that guy.
You know what I'm saying?
Fuck that war hero shit. Oh, I support that.
Fuck that Obama not a Muslim shit. You know what I'm saying?
I never understand that. I didn't like too many things I was about to call him John McClane. John McCain.
Nobody's tougher than John McClane.
Period. I'd vote for John McClane for president.
Hell yeah.
Shit, Bruce Willis.
Just because he cool with Carl Winslow, nigga.
Flat out.
And Samuel L. Jackson, nigga. If you cool with Carl Winslow and Samuel,
you good, baby. You good.
Nigga, you got an invitation to the barbecue, homie.
Hey, dog, I never thought of that. I never thought about that. Damn, he is cool.
Nigga, John McClane, yep. With Carl Winslow and Sam, nigga.
Damn, you are exactly right.
And Sam, nigga.
Shit.
Super cool with him, nigga.
Because I always thought about, what was the movies? Die Hard, right?
Okay. Die Hard, yeah.
I always thought about Die Hard too. Like, yeah, that was the one where they, wanted his best partner to be a black dude so they could play that black-white role, right? But I forgot it was in part one. It was in Die Hard 1
and 2, yeah.
Right.
That's who got him through the shit.
Right. That's
you know what I'm saying? He was on the phone.
He wouldn't have made it without him.
The whole movie.
He wouldn't have made it without him.
He was on going the whole movie.
Beat up and shit. He was like, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Just talking to him. That's right.
Yep. He kept that nigga mind off of him. You know what I'm saying? Told that nigga some deep personal shit. You know what I'm saying? He even went against what he felt inside to save McClane's life.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He pulled that trigger. Even though he was mentally scarred from that shit. You know what I'm saying? That was but the first Die Hard was a good ass movie though.
Yeah, it was.
The second and the third one was. They kind of started falling off with
about
the fourth one and the
yeah.
fifth one, but the first three were solid movies, dog.
Excellent movies.
Solid
Movies.
From
To this
beginning to
day,
end, dog.
go check
Him
it.
standing on the corner in the third one with the sign that say "I hate niggers" in the middle
Oh
of
my
Harlem.
God.
Come on, bro. Like you knew that. You knew it was gonna end bad for that nigga, dog. In the middle of Harlem, nigga.
No,
Forget about it.
That nigga swear, yeah, I remember all of that one. Part two, I remember every inch of it. That nigga said, "Go ahead, go ahead." He was gonna call me a nigga, wasn't you? What?
He like, no, I was gonna call you a stupid motherfucker. Like, you just being stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Call you a nigger.
Hey, that was a great pick too, because they played off of each other great.
Yeah, they had good chemistry. I'm surprised they didn't work together more.
Me too. I would go into the part four, but the part four just discussion, because basically he says, my man Woodward asked him, well, do you think racial disparities exist in America?
Yeah.
And he says shit like, well, I do, but I don't think
it's bad in other places.
And I would want to know where the fuck are you talking about?
South Africa.
That's the only place. Now, smart man. That's the only place I could think he was talking about, right?
Australia.
But I'm like, God, listen, dog.
Canada.
Is it bad in Canada? I never heard of it.
It's real. They have indigenous people, and they are treated horribly.
Straight?
Yes, horribly. Like way worse than the natives. Because at least America gave the natives some land and casinos.
Right.
They don't get none of that shit. And they treat them like, if you or me go over to Canada, hey, yeah, well, what are you doing here? But no, do them natives? Nah. Get your dirty ass out of here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bad.
Wow.
So, yeah. It's bad.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a little known fact, dog.
Well,
Wow.
Wow.
They keep that shit here, but go look up what's their prime minister name? Trudeau?
Yeah, Trudeau.
Go look up interviews, with Trudeau. Yeah, go look up interviews with him about indigenous people in his country and how they treat it.
Wow. I may have to do that. Matter of fact, that's coming. Because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I knew South Africa. I knew Australia.
Yeah.
I did not know Canada.
Yep. Yeah, Canada, bro. They treat the indigenous people horrible.
Damn, that's crazy.
So
I guess it's also crazy to hear that being black.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. Like, wait a minute, we go over there and they be like, yay. Wait a minute. Yeah. And they treat their indigenous people fucked up? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Why?
Because the same reason it's built into them. They took their land the way we took ours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's built into them. You know what I'm saying? And it's been so long that they haven't even started passing laws. Like they haven't had a civil rights movement because there's so little of them.
Right. Damn.
You know what I'm saying? They don't get to stand up for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So for real shit, it ain't no white people that's standing up for them up there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We had a few white people who felt like, damn, what we doing is bad. Like, we can't keep it going. Like, we got to help. Ain't nobody like that for the indigenous people, and there's not a lot of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
I watched a documentary one time. I can't remember the dude's name. I know it was Many Rivers Crossed, though. That was a documentary. You ever saw Many Rivers Crossed?
No.
Yeah. You know how I know you didn't know? Watch that? Because you have to waste a whole day. That shit is like 9-10 hours long. It's the longest motherfucking shit on being a slave. No, well, it's not all about being a slave. It's about basically black life in America going all the way from being on the slave boats all the way to present day. Obama is like the last thing they talk about and shit. And my man, it's a dude, it's a civil rights leader. They in Detroit, though. They actually come to Detroit multiple times. There's a lot of civil rights leaders from here, right? Mm-hmm. And one dude they talking to from Detroit, he say this. He like, what's funny about it, what nobody ever understand is that it wasn't until it wasn't until what was that Selma, the bridge?
Yeah, the bridge.
We walked across the bridge. He was like, that did so much, he said, because what happened was after that, he said that was televised. He said that went all over the United States. He said when northern white women and some southern
I've
white
seen
women,
that
he said, but
interview.
northern,
Yeah.
you saw that?
Yeah, I've seen that interview. Yeah.
He said northern white women saw what was happening and got into it then and were appalled. He
Yeah.
said that's when the movement really took off.
Because it wasn't no more of them just hearing it.
Right.
They were seeing it with their own eyes.
Right.
And it left them appalled. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I truly believe most white people are really good people.
Right. Me too.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
But I also feel like there is a significant high number of them with bad hearts.
Yep.
You
It's
know
like
what
a
I'm
good
saying?
like 47. I'm not just saying
You know what
real
I'm saying?
numbers.
Because
You got to think that 47, like, you know what I'm
because you have to
saying?
look at it. At one point in time, half of this country hated black people.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, more than half of this country.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was probably a good 25-30% of Northerners who hated black people.
Who hated black people.
You know what I'm saying? And I say it was probably about 90% of white people in the South, 85% of white people in the South that hated
that. Yeah.
So you average that out, and that's about 70% of the country that hates black people.
Yep. Oh, come from blood of hating black folks.
Or blood that hates black people. Now, over these, 100 and so years, that's probably dropped to maybe 40%.
Yeah, because that's what I was
You know
saying.
what I'm
About
saying?
40.
It probably dropped to about 40, but that's a significant number in this country, bro.
That's a lot.
They might not hate us, but they have some type of mental prejudice they might not even be aware of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it shows in their actions and the way that they maneuver through life. You know what I'm saying? Like a Karen who might not be racist, but she feels some type of way when she see a black delivery man at her door.
Right.
Even though she see the food and he just waiting on people to come to hit the buzzer to let him in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But she feels some type of way because here go this big black man is scaring me in front of my building. So I'm not gonna let him in.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen that video or not.
No,
I have food I have to deliver to somebody, man.
Don't deliver anything here. We don't want you delivery.
You're not.
We don't want
you didn't get the
here.
food.
I don't want you. I don't want you here. I
don't want
you
me
here
here
at all.
Excuse me, Paul. There's a woman like at the door. My name is Jordan. I'm working in a place.
Who is this?
Excuse me. Can you back away from me, man?
No,
I'm not
this
even.
is my bill. I'm not going to.
I'm just trying to.
Who is this?
No, I didn't.
But she don't. You know what I'm saying? The people are buzzing like, what are you doing? Like, you know, and she's standing right. I'm not letting you up. I don't trust you. He like, what are you talking about? Like, you see my hat. You see the bag of food.
Right.
These people food is getting cold. They buzzing me up. Let me in.
Right.
She won't let them in. Mind you, it's a keypad. You know, you got to boop, boop, boop and talk to the people.
Right.
And then there's also a code you can tap in that will just open the door.
Okay.
And mind you, this bitch say she lived there, but she asking him for help to tap in the key code.
Wait a minute, bitch. Why you don't know the key code? Yeah, okay,
and
whatever.
that's what he said. Like, no, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, the people had to come down to get their food, and naturally, they were fucking pissed. Like,
Right.
what are you doing? Like, he's just
Right.
doing this fucking job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I ordered the food. You can hear him over the radar. Like, yeah, lady, I ordered the food. Just let him up.
Right.
But no, he can't walk around my building. Not his black ass.
You know what's crazy? And now sometimes it'd be like, are they really suspicious, or are they just being racist? Some of them are being racist, but it makes me think like, so we can't even be like delivery people no more and shit. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We can't even like.
Mind you, this is during
the pizza delivery dude, nigga.
So everybody is getting shit delivered during the pandemic.
Right.
Everybody, nigga. I get at least almost 1 or 2 deliveries a week for something. Like, it's just insane.
Which takes me on to a point. I saw a video. It was a Karen, but she said this, that kind of, well, what happened was anyway, the dude was out there with the UPS dude. He was delivering packages and shit like that, right? And she was like, just basically asking him, I want your supervisor number. I want all of this, right? What pissed me off was this. Basically, he was shooting it the whole time. Like, this is some bullshit. You tripping, something. So I guess he was out there with either another dude or maybe even his supervisor. But it's a white dude that walked up, UPS out, right? He starts talking to the white lady, right? And the white lady, of course, is like, yeah, you know, I was asking him for this and that, but, you know, he was cussing me out and acting like he had an attitude.
I work for UPS. This shit crazy, man. See how these folks do me out here, y'all. That shit crazy. This lady is crazy. Wow.
No. He's my
That's crazy.
Just let me know that, and he was just being a jerk.
Call the police? What?
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
And never once do the white dude cut into her. Like, listen, yo, leave him alone. We are doing our job. And I said to myself, you know, that's a lot of the problem, number two. Like, y'all, white folks who don't necessarily be racist or have any racist inclinations, right? Still let that shit slide when it's obvious.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, if you want to be that person, you know, if you think you care about, not really even care about black people, but if you like, oh, there are people, you know, you should be able to do work and stuff like that, right? Okay. Then you need to, in my opinion, a white boy should have been like, look, he's just doing his job. Why don't you leave him alone?
Yeah.
Period.
Bottom line.
You didn't have to cuss her out of nothing, but just listen. He's with me.
Let him do
his job. Go. Go in the house, lady. Period.
Right.
Leave him alone.
You know
but instead he didn't.
They do work out, pick with him. No, yeah.
But instead he's standing there like, oh well, you know, we're sorry and da. Like, are you serious? Because all that does is reinforce her. I'm gonna fuck with him next time.
Now her chest getting bigger.
Now I'm gonna fuck with him when I see him again.
More. You know
I'm gonna fuck with the next black dude I see.
Yep. Exactly.
You know, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. And then when y'all cross the raw black dude, hey, y'all get this shit slapped out of y'all. Y'all wonder why. You know. So I don't know, man. I don't know. That's my topics for today, bro. I know you got things to talk about, dog. I'm tired of talking about that. So.
I wanted to get into the motherfucking NFL starting back up this week, and the players protesting, and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans took the field in a show of unity, you know, and they couldn't even take that. Nobody kneeled. Everything was peaceful. You know what I'm saying? Nothing disrespectful. They just linked arms, you know, and they couldn't even accept that. That was, they booed. That was too much for them.
That's not bad.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to play a clip of former wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, now turned correspondent for ESPN. He does a lot of first take in the morning and shit like that. His name's Ryan Clark. Go ahead, listen to this.
Think about what Deshaun Watson said, though. This isn't even about creating trouble anymore, right? Deshaun Watson said we didn't want to get it confused with some people standing for one anthem and kneeling for another. They were actually thinking about the fans. They were actually thinking about people. This was about total unity and avoiding divisiveness at any cost. Because to me, it makes a statement. If you stand for one anthem and you kneel for another, it's saying that this is where we believe the society needs to go. And this anthem says and speaks about where we used to be and where this country is supposed to be for everybody, but it is not. But instead of doing that, they said instead of causing that division, instead of making that statement, we'll just stay in the locker room for both. They didn't come out for one and go in for another. They didn't kneel for one and stand for another. They weren't out there for either. So no statement was made at all. And then you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, who were out there for the singing of the anthem. They did have one guy kneel. There wasn't any division there. There wasn't any statement made there. Other than end racism in the end zone, there wasn't a ton done by the NFL to say, you know what, we're going to demonstrate, we're going to protest, we're going to stand up for social justice, we're going to stand up in the fight against racism. It wasn't that type of night. Other than Chris Collinsworth talking about it a little bit, it was truly about football. And so then Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson two black dudes that are the highest paid players in NFL history decide we're going to come together. We're going to come together for unity. We're going to come together to say that we are all in this fight for the same thing. We want everyone to be treated equally. We want everyone to have the same justice system. We want everyone to get the same rights and protections that are theirs by law. So we're just going to come together and do it. We're not going to kneel. It's not going to mess up the anthem. It's not going to destroy your day in any way. And then J.J. Watt says, well, we just came together for unity. I don't really understand why people would boo. Well, I'm going to help him out. They're booing because you're doing stuff for black people. They're booing because you are saying that police brutality, social injustice against that community is wrong. That's why they're booing. Not because y'all linked up, not because white players are hanging out with black players and they see things the same way. It's about the thing you see the same way. It's about the injustices that they are incurring because of the way that this country sees a certain color of skin bothers them that you care. Because if y'all linked up for breast cancer, they're going to clap. If you link up for autism, they're going to clap. If you link up to pay homage or to say and honor veterans, they gonna clap. I know they gonna clap because I've been there and I've linked up for those things. But you linked up to say that black people need to be treated differently. That's the problem. This was the kindest, this was the most thoughtful, this was the sweetest way to protest or to demonstrate that we've seen ever. It's almost like it didn't even happen. And people still boo that. That tells you the type of evil, the type of racism that is truly the fabric of this country and how it was built.
And that's real talk. You know what I'm saying? That is real talk from Ryan Clark, who just jumped to the top of my correspondence on motherfucking ESPN, dog. Because that was real shit, dog.
That was some real
A lot of
shit.
motherfuckers won't say it.
That was
but
some real shit.
they mad because you doing shit for black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
damn.
That's real talk.
So
it's like, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I don't know, because when I saw it and I watched it. I mean, I watched it on YouTube though, because I didn't catch it live and shit. But I watched it on YouTube and shit. Saw all the people booing and shit. And it was crazy to me because I'm sitting here and I'm thinking like, so what can we do? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I feel, you know, like, you know, you when you were a kid and shit, like, you know, you got somebody beat over you for some reason, and it's like you can't do shit. It's like, well, what can I do? You know, can I reach? That's how I feel. Like, what can you do? Because y'all went out there.
Stop digging in your hair. Stop picking in your nose. Stop doing
like,
that.
Damn, what
can I do? You know what I'm saying? You can sit there and be silent. That's what they want from us.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I'm
how
saying?
I feel. Like, I mean, cause
you know
they didn't go out there and kneel. They didn't do nothing. Nothing
now,
wrong.
see, let's be 100. The NBA only get away with the shit they doing because there is no fans.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
There are no fans. They in the bubble.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they all can kneel and they can wipe their ass with the flag if they wanted to. And ain't nobody
be like,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? They can be fucking flossing with that bitch, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna say that because ain't nobody there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, right. But where the fans at, they ain't playing that. Right.
Yeah, especially they was in Missouri, dog. So let's be real. You know they was born no matter what they did.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. Well, I guess it ain't crazy. I mean, you know.
It's not. It's reality in America. You know what I'm saying? And it was funny because I know you heard him talk about J.J. Watt. And I don't know if you know who J.J. Watt is.
No. Yeah,
but he is an outstanding player and a really good dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He plays for Houston. So when that fucking hurricane came and fucked Houston up, that nigga gave a lot of his own money rebuilding that city and raised even more. He's a really good dude. It didn't matter. Like, he was fixing up black neighborhoods as much as he was fixing up white neighborhoods.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The dude cares.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when he was like, we was just showing unity. Like, I don't get why they booing. Because you're not a racist, so you don't understand it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard for you to comprehend it because your brain isn't fixed to fathom it.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Damn.
You're a good dude, and your people's are genuinely good
Wait a
people.
minute.
So,
yeah, that's crazy.
So
no,
you don't
I took
know.
it a different way. I took it. I don't know. I took that blow because okay, I get what you're saying, but that's crazy.
Yeah, because and then especially with him playing football since he was like 8, he's always been around black people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially in Texas. You don't play football. I mean, I think he came from the Midwest, but it don't matter where you at.
Right.
If you
grow
up playing football, you're around black people, dog.
Right.
You growing up around black people, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I felt it like I know you don't understand. You know what I'm saying? But as black people, we understand it because we've been dealing with it our whole life.
Right. That's what tweaked me out. It was like, oh, damn, that's right. I guess if you know your mind ain't fixed to see it, you're not gonna see
You
it.
don't. And
I'm
then
black
when you do
though.
see it,
My mind was born to fix the see it.
and then when you do see it, you can't unsee it.
Right.
Once you do see it, once you DC, oh, you know, well, because you know, at first, and it was funny because he checked the nigga on Twitter about the kneeling. You know what I'm saying? Because they was like, I bet you JJ Watt won't be kneeling this season because he's a true American. And he checked in like, nigga, don't speak for me. I do what the fuck I want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a grown ass man. Don't lock me into your pettiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, he checked that nigga, and it was dope to see it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, JJ Watt's a good dude, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's hard for him to see it. You know what I'm saying? But once you see it, it's like you can't unsee it. You know what I'm saying? For what you thought was, oh, you know, it's just this, and that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I just seen it on the video. Oh, I just seen it on this. You know what I'm saying? I bet you he's a captain on that team. So I guarantee you he had a huge part in what they were going to do when they got out there on the field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know Deshaun Watson, and you know they followed the black players lead, but I'm sure he came in like, no, we don't want to do no kneeling. We don't want them, the people that's like me, to be offended. You know what I'm saying? We want to do something we always do. They all, like he said, well, I've been a part of linking up I've seen them link up for breast cancer awareness.
Right.
And they get cheers. So they like, yeah, we can do that. And that's why my man was like, it's almost like it didn't happen because they do it so much.
Right.
But they got booed this time. You know what I'm saying? So
damn.
That's how it happens, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, it sucks, bro. It sucks. That's what we still dealing with in this country. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder how
I only like it because it shows players like Watt and people who probably wouldn't have seen nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Who say, oh, well, we only mad because they kneeling. Obviously not.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously not.
I wonder how does he feel seeing that? Because like you said, that was another perspective I never thought about. Like him being a captain of the team, he had to have a lot to do with them going out there and do that, right?
Yeah,
so,
and what they represented.
Think about it. Like, yeah, it probably was one of them. Nah, we don't want to go out there and kneel. That's too much.
Yeah, that's too
we do that all the time.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
We do that all the time. That's
nothing.
Right, yeah, they love it. You know, they cheer for it. Damn,
like, damn, are you serious?
For real? Because we did this for the troops last year.
Yeah, right.
We do it every year for Veterans Day.
Right.
You know, I mean, not Veterans Day, but you know, Veterans Appreciation.
Because maybe you understand now.
Yeah.
Like, you
now
know what I mean? Like,
now he fully understands. It's deeper than just watching a video of the police beat the shit out of some black dude.
Right. Nah.
You know
it's
what I'm saying? Now
underlying hatred.
You know what I'm saying? Because they might be far away, but you're seeing the hate in the faces of these people that's booing.
That's a mass of boos, man. That's a mass of hate right there.
Yeah.
You see it? I wonder if any black players went to him like, did you see that? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about, bro.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course they did.
Like quite
you know
simple.
As soon as that shit broke down, Or he probably went to them like, I see it.
Damn.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's hard not to see. How could you not see it? Look at it.
Damn. I don't keep up with the NFL like that to know that they did it all the time like that. That's what you know, that's what you're informing.
Yeah.
So it was one of them like, hey, we're gonna
It's
go out
common.
here and like keep it cool.
Yeah,
you
do
know?
the usual. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna play it cool. We're gonna protest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the NBA showing their ass on us right now.
Right.
But we're not gonna do the most.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Went
Let's
out
be
there
real. These NFL owners are still slave owners.
Went out there and
You know
caught
what I'm
them.
saying?
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know if you listen to that Big Sean, the new Big Sean album, right? But he plays this snippet, which the album is about a sea. You know what I'm saying? The only songs I really like is the shit with Nipsey, and it's like a couple other ones. You know what I'm saying? Most of them sound like a Drake album, but with the singing bitches and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he do got some shit on there with Dave Chappelle talking about how he loved Detroit and the night he bombed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's funny. That's worth like going and listen to the whole album for that Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, because now I wanted. That's the first thing I thought.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go check that out. Okay.
But he plays a little snippet where he talks about it's a dude just talking like we marvel over these athletes because they make $15 or $20 million a year. But if they're worth that much to their owners, they must be worth billions.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, and they are. You know what I'm saying? Because they gave LeBron, they gave him like $250 million. But I'm gonna be 100. They probably made that back off jerseys. You know what I'm saying? They probably made what they paid LeBron back off jerseys.
200.
You know what I'm saying?
Bill?
I mean, well, it's spread out over 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they selling at least 30 million a year just in LeBron jerseys. He's got the number 2 selling jersey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then you take in fact of how much money they make because he's there. You know what I'm saying? LeBron brought $1 billion a year to Cleveland's economy when he played there. They lost $1 billion with a B. $1 billion when he left.
How you take $1 billion? How you take $1 billion away from the city, dog?
Dude, now think if he was worth $1 billion in Cleveland.
Right. What is he worth now?
Imagine what he's worth in LA.
Right.
His plane fell off. He's still balling.
Yeah. So what?
He's worth about $2.5 billion in LA.
Easily. And how much they cut him his contract?
They gave him they might have gave him. Okay, they might have gave him $200 million for 4 years.
200 million. Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying. That's $50 million a year. You know what I'm saying. That's $50 million. He's not making like Steph. You know, he could be, but he wanted to cut back because he's still trying to win rings. He wanted to keep that money for them to sign Anthony Davis and go get somebody else.
Oh yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because LeBron could go. He could have went there like, nigga, I think I want $400 million, and they'd be like, here you go, right here, bro. We won't be able to give you nobody else, but you got $400 million.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a LeBron show, nigga. Yep. I'm doing everything.
Yep. And LeBron's doing concessions, and he's
right.
and he's working security, and he's taking tickets.
That's a hot dog.
He's taking tickets, nigga. Selling hot dogs and popcorn.
That nigga swear. It's LeBron doing concessions.
That's been it, nigga. I know a lot of the young viewers won't understand that, but that's a Looney Tunes reference. You know what I'm saying?
God.
And if you ever seen that Looney Tunes cartoon, you know that shit was funny as hell.
Okay.
But I think that's probably about it tonight, though.
Oh man, Ryan Reynolds. This nigga. Okay, he started a cell phone company, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, this nigga has Rick Moranis in one of his in the fucking commercial.
I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah.
I saw Rick Moranis.
That shit was huge news. I was so happy to see Rick Moranis.
Rick Moranis.
Hell yeah. Like, fucking A. Because, he was like, fuck Hollywood, bro. It's about my family.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying?
And I felt
I
him,
did.
but it was like,
without a doubt.
It was Rick
Like
Moranis.
I felt Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, I felt Lauryn Hill.
You know what I'm saying? I felt Lauryn Hill. Fuck Hollywood. I don't want to raise my kids like this.
Period.
You know what I'm saying?
And
I
I
want my
felt
kids
that.
to be normal.
Well, my nigga,
Hey,
to see
buddy.
Rick Moranis, nigga.
It was awesome. And I loved it. I'm not gonna lie. I was
Ryan
the
Reynolds.
Spaceballs, all that shit, dog. Like,
Ghostbusters, dog. Do you remember when he was
hell
a lawyer
yeah.
in
He was a lawyer, yeah.
right? And he was
the
talking
man
to
this
Bill
shit
Murray.
on.
He was talking to Bill Murray. He was like, Bill Murray was like, we just had to do it. He was like, yeah, you know, they was, what? They was just trying to, and you guys did what? They didn't do nothing wrong. You know? Like they were just out on a Monday night. They was out on a Monday night, right?
Right.
Rick Moranis, the Honey I Shrunk the Kids, dog. So I grew up with Rick Moranis.
Or I'm gonna do you one better. Oh shit, what was that movie where he was the fucking badass? He was a cop and shit. Oh shit.
I can't remember that movie.
Because Rick Moranis was a huge star at one point.
Yeah, no, yes, that's dog.
Rick Moranis was huge.
With Rick Moranis, dog. That's why I was like,
he was huge.
To see him again, I was like, damn, that was
that movie, dude. And I remember it clear as day because he had the hot chick on his shoulder.
Yes.
With Steve Martin, it was My Blue Sky.
Yes. Watch it all the time. I'd be like, that's like the funny part, like how this nigga goes from.
But I loved that he was doing it. He was slick as fuck with everything he did, dog.
Yeah,
everything he did. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll see, watch that shit again, dog. Like how slick that nigga Steve was.
I'm about to go check it out, my nigga. I'm about to go check it out right now.
Yeah.
All right,
my
dude.
nigga. You know
it. Block report.
Live from the block. J Toast.
Mills. We out. We be back.
Yep.
Block report.
I can't explain why he didn't tell us the truth, and obviously he pled guilty to not one but two different judges, orally and in writing. And so
Block report.
Yes, that you're looking very suspicious and making me nervous.
What? This is crazy.
No, let me tell you why.
Yeah, tell me why.
I don't hear this bitch though.
You don't hear that shit?
Hell no.
That's crazy.